Hello, guys. Hi, this is Ganesh Nayak. I help finance professionals and students to excel in their career and become a better version of themselves. And I also help students preparing for the FRM and the CFA exam. I'm back with one of my students' interview. He has been able to clear FRM Level 2 in the May 2023 attempt, and he's going to be talking about his journey, the way he prepared, what challenges he faced, and how he has been able to manage it. So, Amit, first of all, thank you very much for taking out time and talking to us. And if can you can give a brief about yourself in the sense, when did you completed your level one? When did you started your preparation for level two? And what is your work experience at a slight level?
So I cleared level 1 in November 2021. For that, I
Mhm.
had actually signed up for May 21 because of COVID, it got deferred to November. The exam got deferred to November.
No, yes.
And after clearing the level 1, I decided I'll take 1 year to prepare for level 2, and
Hmm.
I signed up for November 22. And
Okay.
because of some personal reasons, I couldn't uh, uh, complete my studies for that exam, so I deferred it to May 23, and I
Okay.
cleared the
Okay.
level 2 in May 23.
And
So
what is
currently,
the
I'm
overall
working.
working? Yeah. Sorry.
Yes, sir. I have a total work experience of 8 years. Uh, First 2 years in TCS, and in the last 6 years, I've been working as a research analyst, equity research analyst with a reinsurance company, a government-owned insurance company.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And for when, so initially you decided to go for November 2022. When did you started with us for that November exam?
So I started in June of 22. I had
Okay.
taken video lecture packages, video lectures and question banks. So
Okay.
I studied for almost 2 months before the first
And
exam.
then you decided to defer it, right?
Yes.
So, with that 2 months, how many chapters roughly you had covered, if you remember?
So I had completed the first three books actually. I was going book one, book two, book three type.
Okay.
So the market risk, liquidity, and operation risk. I had completed these three books.
Three books. Okay. And then when you decided to defer, did your speed got slow?
Yes, so it was a bit difficult at the start. At that time, I had a discussion with you, and you said to start with liquidity risk first, and then go back. So that was actually beneficial for me because I started uh, afresh actually with
Hmm.
the book four.
And again, the fresh, when did you started it? Which month you started again?
From January of 23.
Okay. Okay. And then again, you started with liquidity and then which book?
Then after liquidity, I went to market risk, then
Hmm.
credit, then operation, and then
Okay.
book five, operation.
Investment and current issues. Okay. And when we talk about the number of hours, so now I'm talking from January onwards. So January onwards, what are the number of hours on a daily basis you were putting in?
On a weekday, on an average 3.5 hours, and I used
Okay.
to study more on the weekends, around 7 to 8 hours.
Okay. Interesting. Okay. 7 to 8 hours. That was because of
Yes,
the huge content also, because around 97 chapters are there for level two.
yes,
So, and also there was one more change that happened. Now, operation risk was entirely changed.
yeah. That actually I
So,
found out a bit late. So actually, I was not involved with your live classes. So 2 months into the preparation, I found out that the most of the content has changed. So I got the book online and I studied it
okay.
online.
Okay. 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 And then, so your order of preparation was when you're watching the video, reading the textbook,
Yes.
and question bank, did you solve immediately?
No, after the second reading, overall second reading, I started solving chapter by chapter the
Okay.
question
When was
banks,
that?
and at
Which
the end,
month?
uh, around the third month, I think around March,
That was when you started it. And when did you completed it?
by April, I think April, mid of April, I had completed the question banks.
Okay. So 1.5 month, you were able to complete 97 chapters, questions.
Yes, I think I skipped most of them from operation risk. That's why I was able
Acha.
to do it.
Acha. Okay. 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 So roughly around 70, 60, 70 chapters
Yes,
you had completed solving. And you almost skipped the operation risk solving. You didn't do it.
yeah. I felt
Okay.
it was a bit more theoretical. Some chapters related to the Basel revisions in Basel norms, those I did, and others which I
Okay.
felt were a bit too theoretical, I left them.
Okay, which was the difficult book that you faced out of all the six, and why?
I think it was market risk, as my quartiles also show that.
Right.
Yes, sir.
So,
Actually, the
what
yes,
was the problem that you was facing?
I think the first few chapters related to war was a bit difficult for me,
Acha.
and
Okay.
during the exams also I joined a Telegram group, and people used to say कि the black shows models will be coming, and I didn't get those actually. So I was very
Oh,
quite prepared for those questions, which I didn't get.
acha. Okay. Okay. Now, so when you completed your chapter-wise questions by mid of April, what were you doing after that?
So then again, we started revising again from the start
Hmm.
and covering most of operation list which I had left out, and due to changes in the content,
Okay.
working on that.
And did you solve mock papers before going for the exam? And how many mock papers?
I solved two papers, one from the Schweizer,
Practice
given
book.
by Schweizer, yeah, and one on Fintelligents app.
Okay. And what was the overall average score? That means out of 80, how many right questions you were getting?
So in the first one, I got around 40, exactly 40. The
Okay.
second one, 44. Correct.
And you were happy with that score?
Yes, based on what the chatter going around, I thought it was a comfortable
Okay.
score to me.
Okay. And what was the difference that you found from level 1 to level 2 in terms of the content?
Content was vastly larger than what I'd seen in level one,
Okay.
and based on what I had experienced in my work, I
Mhm.
I could relate to level one more. I could apply those concepts more to my work. But level two went beyond that.
Okay. In terms of the size also, it was big,
Yes,
the 62 and
size and
97
focus.
chapters.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. And before when you go into the exam, so I want to now understand what happened in that first 1 hour when you started solving. Was it very tough, very easy? What was it?
Actually, the first level, the first hour was very tough for me back in November 21. There was a bit of pressure giving such a huge exam given by so many people worldwide. That had put a lot of pressure on me. But I
Hmm.
gradually recovered from that, and I was able to complete it well in advance and have a look around again.
Okay.
The second level, I was prepared for that. I knew the paper is going to be much more tougher, more qualitative. I had already uh, listened to so many people who had given the exams in the previous days, so I was kind of prepared for that. So it was much easier for me for the second level.
Okay. Okay. And how many theory and how many calculation questions were there in your exam?
I think it was in 75-25 ratio, theoretical and more.
Okay. And the calculation was very tough or was it manageable?
No, it was quite a manageable.
Okay. What about
Directly
theory?
applying the formula and getting the
Okay. Theory questions?
theory questions were there was most were based on scenarios, and it was quite easy to eliminate two options, and uh, we were stuck on the last one. I think that was the case
Okay.
for many people, and I felt that the same.
Okay. And you were only relying on Swagger for the base content. Is it correct?
Yes, sir.
And when you went to the exam, did you found anything outside Swagger that was never mentioned, never seen?
No, everything was covered in
Everything
that.
was. The reason I'm asking this, a lot of people feel that you have to read GAR, go and read Bionic Turtle to clear level two.
Yes.
So I don't, we don't see that happening over here. So that is the reason I explicitly asked you. Now, when you
Yeah.
came out of the exam,
Yes.
was there any number in your mind that out of 80 I'll get 60 correct, 50 correct? Any number?
At the start, I felt maybe 50, 45 to 50
Okay,
went correctly, but I guess uh, it was more than that.
okay. And the quartiles that you've got now is 421, 121.
Yes,
which explicitly means that book one, which is market risk, was pretty bad, but
yes,
your second credit and your investment actually were kind of a two. But everybody else, operations where you didn't solve
yes,
much, and liquidity and the current issues managed to get you good
yes.
result in the end. Now, when the results are out, what is the reaction of people around you, and office people especially?
They have been actually seeing me study for this exam for last 2 years, so they were extremely happy for me that I managed to
Okay.
clear. They knew what kind of the scale this exam has, the value this exam has in our financial world. So they were very happy for me.
Hmm. Wonderful, wonderful. Now, if I ask you three tips, okay, that how should someone prepare for FRM level 2? Okay, then
Yes.
what would be those three tips?
Uh, I think they should focus on Schweizer notes and not get flustered by the size of the syllabus
Hmm.
and the size of the GAP books which we get along with that.
Okay.
Because I remember in the videos, there were certain elements which were missing from the Schweizer books,
Hmm.
but that was purely some graphs here and there which were not mentioned here explicitly, which you actually showed us through certain PPTs and the GAP directly. So
Great.
even if we are solely focusing on this and watch your lectures, so I think that is more than enough to clear level 2.
Okay. Okay. Got it. Got it. And at an overall level, any mistake that you did in your oral preparation and you felt that you could have done better or you could have improved, any such point that you want to share?
I feel I should start solving questions quite early on. That I feel
Acha.
could have helped me in the book one as well. Because when I started solving questions in the second reading, I didn't focus much on market risk. That's what I
Okay.
feel I made a mistake.
Okay. 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 Wonderful.
I,
And
yeah.
any one see, because operation risk is theory. So how did you manage to get good quartile in operation risk? What was your strategy to tackle that book?
Actually, sir, while studying also, I try to relate the concept with my daily working and what I do
Okay.
actually in my day-to-day basis, which actually matches with those concepts which we have in operation risk, which I felt was very helpful. Same
Okay.
with yes, sir. The same with current affairs, current issues as well.
Okay. Okay. And did you read how many times before the exam did you read the Swedger book roughly?
Two, three times.
Three times. Okay. Okay. Perfect. Perfect. Wonderful. I mean, Amit, this conversation is going to be really helpful. A lot of students going to prepare the next exam in May and November. They will be able to understand how other people are able to clear. What is the approach that they are following? Which book is slightly tough for them?
Yes,
Okay, and they are able to connect that. Okay, other person who has already cleared the exam, he also faced the same problem.
yes,
So that is the purpose of this interview that we are doing. And thank you very much for taking out time and talking to us. This is really helpful. And once again, congratulations on your success. And I'm sure this
thank you.
certification will help open up new doors for your career also in the future. Thank you.
Welcome.